Hey, welcome. Today's tutorial will focus on how to create a very simple and basic first-person movement. This is in order to have a character move around in an environment. And this might be an environment that you've purchased through an asset pack or something that you've created yourself, or maybe something that your friends created. So as you see, you'll be able to look around, you'll be able to walk, to have a crouch speed, to sprint. You will also be able to jump. And as you can see, you have collisions with the environment and pretty much anything that has colliders. This will be quite a quick tutorial, so feel free to pause whenever you want to. In this part I will do the basic setup for the project by creating the objects that we need and by setting the layer. We can create a scripts folder for the two files that we will be writing ourselves. These files will be the player controller and the mouse look. The mouse look is essentially a simple script that just follows the input of the mouse movement. Moving up and down is the Y movement and moving left to right is the X movement. We're going to calculate that in our rotations. In this tutorial you might notice that I'll be using time.delta time quite a lot. And that is because we want to make the movement independent of the frames. If you remove the time.delta time and don't place it within a fixed update, it means that it will do calculations every single frame and that the speed might be a lot faster if your computer is a lot faster. Okay, now we have got the mouse look. Let's put that on the camera and let's drag the player in here. Don't forget to test in between. Now you can see that we can look around. It's working perfectly. The second script, the player controller, is a bit more complicated. Despite that, you will notice some familiarity with the axes that we are going to use. And the calculations that we are going to do are not that complicated, despite being a lot more. We'll start with simple inputs, and it can all be a lot cleaner, but we are just going for prototype-ish kind of code here. In order for the jumping to work properly, we are going to make use of our feet and we are going to do a physics check on it to see if it's colliding with the ground or not. If it's not colliding with anything, then we can jump. And we want to force the speed of the velocity downwards to a max of -2 so that it doesn't go to infinity. And then on here we can drag player and assign the feet, set this to ground, and double check if the collider also has ground. Everything seems okay. Now let's test it. Oh, we can walk, we can sprint, we can crouch, we can jump, we collide. Thank you for watching this tutorial. On Patreon you will be able to find the extended version which contains a lot more explanations.